Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for December 2, 2023. And in the news this evening, St. Catherine man held with copper wires gets a $200,000 bail. A 20-year-old St. Catherine man charged in connection with stolen copper wires was on Friday offered a $200,000 bail in the parish court. In granting bail, a senior parish court judge Desiree Allain ordered Kemar McLean, who is charged with receiving stolen property, to report to the Spanish Town Police every Monday. McLean is to return to court on January 8 next year. In applying for bail, his attorney Denise Hinson told the court that her client was a victim of circumstances. She also argued that he was a fit candidate for bail and that he would honor his obligations. Allegations are that on Monday, November 27, a police team swooped down on a house along Old Harbor Road in Spanish Town and carried out a search. The copper wires were discovered during the search. He was subsequently arrested. Following an investigation, he was charged with receiving stolen property. The items were identified as belonging to telecommunication company Flow Jamaica. Vendor fatally shot in the head at Westmoreland Market. A vendor was shot dead in the head by a gunman on a motorcycle while unloading his fruits at the Savannah Lamar Market in Westmoreland this morning. He has been identified as 55-year-old Owen James of Mafuta district in St. James. The police report that about 6:10, the vendor was removing fruits from his motor vehicle when a motorcycle with two men aboard drove up. One of the men pulled a gun and shot James in the head. The men then rode off. James was subsequently taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The police say the investigation is in its early stages. Today's fatal gun attack comes on the heels of a series of robberies and murders reportedly being carried out by a syndicate of criminals from across Westmoreland. The syndicate has reportedly formed an alliance with other criminals from outside of the parish who are now targeting business establishments, including supermarkets and bars. Their activities have left the operators on edge, fearing for their lives, workers, and their properties. The news has been informed that the police will be meeting with the business owners tomorrow evening to collaborate on strategies towards stemming the surge in robberies and murders. I am confident that it's only a matter of time before we crush the latest surge, which we believe is being committed by greedy, reckless terrorists who are hell-bent on creating mayhem in the parish, said the Deputy Superintendent of Police, Adrian Hamilton, who heads the operations portfolio in the Westmoreland Police Division, in a news interview last night. Cops are probing if St. James man's death is linked to his court case. Police are trying to determine if Wednesday's killing of a man in Rosemount, Cambridge, St. James has anything to do with a shooting case he had before the courts. Quincy Foster, otherwise called the Bosshead, a 28-year-old mechanic from Post Office Hill in Cambridge, was found shot to death in his community. Information reaching the news indicated that around 1:50 p.m., residents heard loud explosions sounding like gunshots and called the police. Lawmen rushed to the area and found Foster lying on his back with multiple gunshot wounds to his upper body and head. Foster was taken to the Cornwall Regional Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Despite the number of bullet wounds on Foster, no spent casings were found at the scene. Foster police revealed was the accused in a case of shooting with intent currently before the court. He was charged with shooting a man known as Orrit Morris and was out on bail on that matter. Police say they are trying to determine if there was a possible link between that shooting and Foster's death. Morris was subsequently shot and killed by gunmen in Cambridge last month. Residents claim alleged gang leader was unarmed when fatally shot by cops. Residents of Sunlight Street in Kingston 13 are fearful that Friday's fatal shooting of an alleged gang leader by the security forces could breed a generation of vipers. The police say they shot 27-year-old Nakeem Jacka Diamond Mullings in self-defense. However, residents who spoke with the news on condition of anonymity out of fear said that Mullins, who is known to the police, was unarmed at the time of the shooting. He was reportedly returning home from a party with friends. The man declare himself and them kill him. But time they just keep quiet and going with them, cause him clean. Them not take nothing off of him. What the youth them fi do when them see police kill man innocently? The youth them a go build hatred towards who fi serve and protect. Is a next set of terrorists them a create, the resident said. A policeman close to the probe told the news that they believe a wanted person was in the company of Mullins when the police instructed them to step out of the car in which they were traveling. One person ran and the driver fired on the police and the gunshot was returned. Jacka Diamond is no saint. Depending on who you ask, you will get the truth, the lawman said, adding that the police have an idea of the identity of the man who fled the scene and are currently pursuing him in a multi-divisional search. The residents took to a section of Maxfield Avenue to protest on Friday. However, quick action by the police made the disruption to vehicular traffic short-lived. Mullins, who celebrated his 27th birthday a week ago, was before the court for assault and firearm-related offenses at the time of his death. He has long been deemed the head of the Front Top Sunlight Street gang. The bloodletting in the division, the war among factions on Sunlight Street, has caused the murders and the shootings in the division to increase, the senior crime fighter said. The residents did not dispute Mullins' influence and only contended that he was not armed when confronted by the police. The police will have more problem around here because everybody know him no fire no shot and nobody running nearby bushes, one resident contended. The police said that since Mullins' death, they have been placed on alert after threats were made by men aligned to his faction. The police are warning those behind the threats not to act on them. U.S. conducts single adult family unit removal flights to Jamaica and other Caribbean countries. The United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement says that it had collaborated with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and the U.S. Customs and the Border Protection in facilitating removal flights, including single adults and family units of undocumented immigrants to the Caribbean countries. On Friday, ICE said that nationals of Cuba, Haiti, and Jamaica were deported, as well as citizens from Central America, Cape Verde, and Liberia. During each of the past 2 weeks, we have conducted over 30 repatriation flights, transporting thousands of individuals back to their country of origin, and have repatriated over 5,000 individuals directly to Mexico, ICE said. Non-citizens who lack a lawful basis to stay in the United States will be removed, consistent with U.S. law, it added. In keeping with standard practice, the United States ensures that all non-citizens without a legal basis to remain in the United States are properly screened for valid protection claims and withholding of removal in accordance with our laws and U.S. international obligations. ICE said this applies to all non-citizens, regardless of nationality, to ensure the orderly and humane processing, transfer, and removal of single adults and family units. The Immigration Enforcement Agency said Caribbean and other non-citizens placed into removal proceedings presented their claims for relief or protection from removal before immigration judges in the immigration courts, which are administered by the U.S. Justice Department's Executive Office for Immigration Review. Due to operational security reasons, ICE does not confirm or discuss future or pending transportation operations, it said, stating that its air operations facilitates the transfer and removal of non-citizens, including family units, via commercial airlines, and the chartered flights in support of ICE field officers and other DHS initiatives. In fiscal year 2022, ICE said its enforcement and removal operations conducted 72,177 removals to more than 150 countries worldwide.